you take this brush, okay, let's take this brush, and you go around the sunflower. You'll see that some petals are longer and some are short, because the ones which are closest to us will be shorter, and the one in the distance will be, that's it, that will be longer. So that is something which is called foreshortening. As the flower moves, it's tilted this way, and we are watching it like this. So as the flower moves, we are seeing these petals as longer and these as shorter. So this is what is foreshortening. These are my watercolor pencils, Castle, and I'm going to use them for the sunflower. So now the center of the flower is not going to be absolutely round. The flower moves. So the way it's angled towards the left. It's facing the left. So I am going to do an uneven round in the center. And then, as I explained, some petals are going to be longer, some are going to be shorter. The ones further away are going to be longer, the ones towards me are going to be shorter. So this is my reference, and that's how I'm going to work. And that's my sketch I'm putting in of all the petals, overlapping petals, petals behind, and behind the my sunflower is a lot of greenery. I love to create that three-dimensional look, and therefore I create a lot of depth with dark and light shades of green behind the sunflower. So I've done my sketch, and now I'm going to start shading. So this is the way I am shading it. I'm putting in my, I even done my sketch with my watercolor pencils. So if I have to make any correction, I can just load my brush with water and brush it away. So I'm shading, and with my watercolor pencils, I'm putting in all the little dots in the center of the sunflower. Once I put in my water, it will really come to life. So right now, and that's what happens with my watercolor pencils. They break very easily, so go slow with the amount of pressure you put on them. Using the watercolor pencil, I am shading in the colors orange, yellow and red. As in my reference, the tip of the petals are light yellow, and right near the stamen is again light yellow, and in between is orange, red and a little bit of terracotta. The pencils have beautiful shades, by the way, Castle. They have shades like terracotta or cadmium red, sepia, Payne's grey, literally everything that we find in watercolors. So it's a beautiful set. I've just enjoyed. Now I'm just pulling out my colors with water on my brush, and loading the brush with the right amount of water is very important. We don't want it extremely wet. We want it very lightly and gently wet, so we can move up and down the petal. Now is when I give a little wash of green to the outside, and I dab a little of green in the center of the stamen as well, where you see all the pollens. Because if you really look at a sunflower, it's not all black there, and neither is it all brown, and neither is it all yellow. So there's a mixture of all these colors. I'm just going to give outlines. This is the second time I'm going in with my shading. I do this at least 3-4 times. I wait for it to dry, then I go in and I'm reshaping my petals a bit. The ones behind are being pushed back and the ones in front are being pulled in front even more. And that happens in the second coat. Second time, see how I am darkening it with terracotta, the corners of the petals. That's it. Sharpening. I'm now taking my brush and putting in the water on top of the petals because I have shaded it again for the second time. I wanted to push some petals behind and I wanted to bring some petals in front. So doing that, I have to load my brush again with water and again dab it in. Slowly the petals are emerging in a beautiful way. See how I am darkening this area of the petal. I always tape my paper from all 4 corners and I get my tape from the hardware store. You can use the professional tapes you get online as well. Washi tapes they call them. Now I'm really darkening the area behind the sunflowers, signifying that there's a garden there and I want to bring my sunflower right out. So that can only happen if I darken the edges of my petal and create a sort of a forest or garden look behind that. Leave it to the viewer to understand that there is a garden there and we have taken a photograph of one of the sunflowers and we are elaborating. Got this reference from wallpaper. You can open up wallpaper and take as many references as you want from there. Okay, so now I am just darkening some of the areas of the sunflower in my attempt to just give a final wash. I'm using Hansa yellow to highlight the little pollen around the center, the stamen, and I'll highlight some of the petals also with Hansa yellow. And that's it. My painting is almost complete. We'll darken the edges, darken the greens behind the sunflower. Hope you love this. I enjoyed doing it.